What is going on YouTube? Hidden Back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as our favorite trading platform, DueDEX. Specifically in today's episode, as you guys know, the past couple of videos we've been discussing basically a new countdown for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin, for the rest of the market. And I want to continue off that, as I do believe that we are getting fairly close to the top, and we are fairly close to completing what appears to be the remainder of the gap on Bitcoin and some of the other cryptocurrencies. We're also going to be discussing what has happened yesterday and the day prior. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember, this does help the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns relevant to cryptocurrency, what's going on in this world, Minneapolis, the virus, I can't really say that on YouTube, and other things, definitely make sure to DM me, because I do enjoy having a conversation every now and then. So definitely make sure to head on over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's video. Alright guys, so before we jump in, my mind's a little all over the place, especially with everything that's going on. It's a very interesting, transition from what we've been dealing with face masks and stuff to now seeing, looting and riots in Minneapolis. I definitely watch the news and the politics, but this is pretty crazy, and it definitely makes you think, like, am I safe to go to work right now? Am I safe to leave my house now? No, I'm not in Minneapolis, I'm in New York, but it really makes me think, and I'm sure I do have some viewers that are in Minneapolis, so please feel free to share your story either on my Twitter, DM me privately, or you can comment it down below if you are interested. It's up to you, but I'd really love to hear what's going on, and honestly, anyone else's opinion on what is going on within Minneapolis and stuff like that. If you want to spark a conversation, do it in the comments down below, or DM me on Twitter. I know it's a little bit easier over there, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Otherwise, let's jump into today's video. So yes, I did 10 days ago make a video in relevance to 10 days left on the market right now, and I do believe today is going to be like 8 days left. We had 9 right here. Now I'm going to be talking about the 8th day. The reason I'm talking about the 8th day is it's fairly apparent. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I did refresh the market right now. Top 10 cryptos all look okay. We're up almost like 2 to 3%. It's interesting though, because even when I show you the daily charts for Bitcoin, we're actually down, but in regards to a 24-hour change, we're actually up about 1.74%. But ultimately, the market looks good. Ethereum was pumping fairly high as anticipated, hitting my resistances, and now we are clearly falling down. Very self-explanatory. So I do just want to jump into Bitcoin this time. Then we'll look at the other cryptos. So flash back to, let's say, 4 or 5 days ago. This is the 4th day. Today, yesterday, the following, and the following before that. So ultimately, we were making money off of this drop here, just like last week we discussed a play where we would be buying in somewhere around 9,600. That's where some people decided it was the top. I bought in closer to 9,350, and then ultimately selling short, anticipating us to get to bounce off of our bottom support here. So clearly, that is exactly what happened. It was a beautiful play. It was a beautiful plan. It was extremely expected. We would short this to the bottom, a short moderate risk trade, buy or sell off here, and then capitalize off that short position on DueDEX. I shared that with you guys. It was on my Patreon, everything like that. You can see the reason for us believing that there was a bottom here was due to the fact that we have an uptrend, and due to the fact that we retest we're setting higher lows every single time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now, if not 5. We have tons of supports here where we're setting higher lows. And then this is a massive, clear 3-year resistance that has been on the market for a very long time now. So that was very anticipated of a rejection up there. So after we bottomed off here, I said, if you guys are a fairly risky trader and you want to buy in long, literally quote me, I swear. If anybody doubts me that I did not say that, I can pull up, in tomorrow's video, I'll pull up where I said we were going to head up to $9,600 now. I can pull the video. You can quote me that I said we were going to head up, and that is exactly what happened. So after bottoming out here, hitting support, I said a fairly risky trade, if you guys are a little impatient, was to buy in now, anticipating us to shoot all the way up to $9,600 and then sell off. It was more risky because it was going to happen much quicker than the drop, the short. We had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days almost of the short, and this only happened in 2 days. So it was a lot more, time sensitive in regards to your trades, so you had to be really in the market then. So that's what I was referring to. Now obviously we're hitting the top and now we're starting to fall back down. Can anybody guess where we're probably going to fall to? We're either going to fall, well, we're definitely going to fall to the uptrend. Whether or not the uptrend holds is a different story. We could easily, you know, hold like this, fall back down, consolidate in here, and then see the dump. That's what I'm anticipating. But ultimately, this gap leaves us, I would say, about 8 or 9 days right here before we finish this gap and really decide which way we're going to be going. So once again, if you guys are a moderate to high risk trader, consider that this is the time to short again from the $9,600 now all the way down to about 9,000, I would say. If not, maybe even close. Yeah, about $9,000. That's where I would sell off your short or put in your liquidation, something like that, just because I do believe it's going to bottom out here. Otherwise, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody on my Patreon. We literally have now broken 110 patrons. It's been, what, 2 days, if that, since I've mentioned that we broke 100. So we are literally, you know, storming through. It is absolutely crazy and mind-blowing. So if you guys want to join a community that is skyrocketing in potential and growing in the best, you know, subs out there, definitely make sure to check out that Patreon down below. Patreon is a growing community that I've pretty much grown from start, which is basically a group of beginner to novice traders of cryptocurrency interested in learning what it is to trade short, leverage, long, buy in, stop loss, everything like that. And basically the platform runs now on my trades and what I do, and it's you know, always updating content and things like that. So if you are interested in growing there, definitely make sure to check the description for the link. Otherwise, to move into the other cryptocurrencies, we'll go back to XRP now. XRP clearly is getting rejected, and this is why I'm anticipating we fall. I could definitely see Bitcoin now falling all the way down to $9,000. Quote me on that, but I also think XRP is going to head down. Honestly, it could head all the way down. I'd say closer to 19 cents flat to start, maybe even a little bit farther, closer to, I would say, 18 cents, 18 and a half cents, ultimately just to even us out with the Bitcoin drop down to here. This will be about and we can figure this out fairly easily. I would say from the start of where we're dropping now, I would say a 4% drop. So if we go to XRP and we add the same exact price range, and we, you know, then add a 4% drop, that's going to shoot us down to about 18.189. So we're at practically 20 cents. I can see it pull down to a little bit less than 20. Or this is harder to read because it's literally the same thing. So we're at 19 cents currently. I can see us pull all the way back down, I apologize, to about 0.189. So we're going to lose about a cent on the coin. That's ultimately what I'm thinking. From the point, we were at 20 and we're going to pull to 18. So a 2 cent loss in total, but 1 cent regardless. And that's going to start the bear market. If we break bearish outside the uptrend, then anticipate XRP to pull even lower down. For those of you interested in shorting cryptocurrency, shorting Bitcoin, shorting USDT Tether, interested in getting into shorting XRP and Ethereum, I do know that at this moment, the DueDEX chart that I do use, DueDEX that I use, currently has Bitcoin and USDT. I do believe they're adding Ethereum, and you know, I'm pretty sure XRP very soon. So if you guys are interested in joining this, there is a link in the description. There's, I think, up to a $70 sign up bonus, which is totally free. Literally, this website is free to use, and that's why I push it so much, because it's so simple. You can buy long, you can sell short. We just made a trade on here just a couple of days ago, for those of you who are new to the channel and didn't realize that. It is extremely easy to use, and the fact that we can now buy long and sell short, it's a win-win. We can make money off the coin going up, and we can now make money off the coin going down. So it's literally 90% guaranteed profits if you know how to trade, for the most part. Obviously, you can take some losses, but it's a learning game. It's a learning curve, and I'm here to help. That's why I started the Patreon group, and let's just jump into the other cryptocurrencies. So Litecoin is also hitting its resistance, slightly moving outside of it, which is interesting. I don't think it's going to hold, to be honest. And even if it does, I think it's going to get rejected from its moving average and, you know, tumble lower. So keep an eye on Litecoin. It's still the weaker hand, but, you know, every coin is showing bearish signs. XRP hitting its middle moving average, falling. Bitcoin hitting its resistance, falling. Ethereum hitting its resistance and most likely falling. Yes, there's a bullish cross, but I don't think it's going to last. And ultimately, that's pretty much where my head's at in the market. I think we have maybe 8 days left. Definitely going to see the next couple of days of short, but we may be able to bounce up higher off of that. But right after we complete this gap, because I believe there's only 8 days, then we're going to start to see the massive volume come in and the massive correction in price. But otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We're going to do a giveaway soon. If you have any comments about that, leave it down below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.